All right, so this is my intro. Welcome, guys. This is my channel. Oh my God. Welcome to my channel. My name is Floriana, and this is a paper flower tutorial. Hi, guys. I guess I am live. So I'm just gonna give everybody a couple minutes to get on. I'm gonna make sure I have my materials, make sure you have your paper, your petals if you've already cut your petals, your glue.
Bye!
Bye! Bye, my love.
I will see you later. We're gonna go for a walk. Bye!
Bye! All right, have fun. So Nick and Amelia are gonna, bye! Are gonna just gonna go for a walk, and while we get this paper flower assembled. So let's see. Ciao. Okay, so I see some of you are on. Honestly, even if nobody shows up, this is gonna be a good trial run. Bye! Bye, Amelia. Because like I was saying in my stories, I do wanna do eventually a workshop where we build the sunflowers, so. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. So, yeah, I'm happy you guys are here. I hope you all are doing well. Bye. Bye-bye. Amelia loves to say bye-bye. So, and I'm also recording. This is so weird, but also cool because I didn't really have to go anywhere to kind of, you know, talk to you guys. So. But yeah, I do also have a camera, so like I have my phone here and then a camera filming me like in front of me, I guess, because I want to do like hopefully like a YouTube video as well. And when that's out, I will let you guys know. But I do want to say, like, I'm sorry, it was kind of like last minute that I kind of put everything together because, you know, just with everything that happened, like, plans changed so fast and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And so, yeah, but if you guys, you know, like this type of thing, you know, we can definitely do this again. It could be like a weekly thing. You know, we'll kind of play it by ear. Hi. So, so yeah, some of you may have already cut the petals. Like I said, some of you may just watch. I'm going to try to guide you guys through the process, and feel free to also ask some questions as we go along, and then I'll periodically, you know, make sure that I answer those questions to the best of my abilities. So before we get into it, because some of you may be familiar with making paper flowers, but maybe some of you are not. So I just want to kind of talk about the materials that I use. So I use, so far I've mostly used Recollections paper or cardstock paper. So it's like kind of in between. It's flexible enough that, you know, it allows you to curve and shape the petals, but it's also thick enough so that it's sturdy. So this one is 65, and obviously this is a different color. Today I'm using yellow, but it's the same package. So it's 65 pounds. That's like the thickness of it, and 176 grams per meter square. I have no idea what that means, but that's the thickness of it in the European metric system. Oops. Oh, so yeah, that's why I have this. It's a microphone. Sorry. Anyway, so and then the size of the paper is 8.5 by 11 inches. You know, they also sell 12 by 12. But those packets don't have as much, like there aren't as many color options. So I go with usually 8.5 by 11 inches or 21.5 centimeters by 27.9. So, but I've taken a picture of this and it's on my highlights if you guys want to reference that. Hi, we have more people joining. Happy you're here. So, let's see. So materials. What else? we have our paper, and again, today I'm using yellow, like my petals are going to be yellow, and my center is going to be black, and I've already cut the petals and the center, you know, just to save time. But if you do it, I mean, the sunflower, at least like the way that I make it, I like it nice and fluffy. So, you know, I use a lot of petals. So when I told you guys, because some of you asked when I said, you know, because you asked how many petals, and I said, you know, anywhere from 40 to 140, and some of you were probably like, what? But you don't have to. That's why I said 40 petals will do. You can, you know, basically if you want to use less petals, you make the center smaller, and that way you can still fill it, you know what I mean, with not as many, obviously. Also, you know, use less layers. For example, in this one that I showed you, I've used 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, you know, so it's thick, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. If I show you another example, and you know, because these are handmade, they're all unique, which I think is super cool, but in this one, I've kind of stacked. So I've used 1, 2, 3, but here I've started to like really stack the layers, if that makes sense. So like, it's not as fluffy. So anyways, so let's see how we're doing. We have some more people. Hi. I'm happy that you guys are here. Let me know if you can't hear me. I am soft-spoken by nature, and you know, so I may be like, it may be hard to hear me, so just let me know, because I've also never done this before. It's kind of weird. And also I think because I have to look up, it kind of, I don't know, it feels weird in my vocal cords. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to talk when you're looking up. But anyways, let me get a sip of my coffee. All right, so I do tend to, you know, get sidetracked when I talk like this, especially like I don't have a script or anything. I have like a list of a few things I wanted to cover. So the materials, I think I covered them. I mean, it's pretty much paper, and then when it comes to the glue, I use, you know, a hot glue gun. I use hot glue, which, you know, here in the States, if you live in the States, you're very familiar with this, but I think even in Europe they have this. It's basically, the nice thing about hot glue is that with a little bit goes a long way. It's pretty strong, and it dries fast, so you can kind of work fast. But in reality, any type of glue works. You know what I mean? So if you don't have any hot glue at the moment, if you know, live in a country where they don't sell it, don't worry about it. You can use like a different type of glue. Or if you're doing this with like little kids and you wanna, you know, avoid having something hot near them. Although they do sell, it's not this one, but they do sell hot glue guns where they have a setting where it's like warm and not hot. But still, you want to be very careful with this. This stuff is hot. And I've burned myself many times, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, yeah, so we have our paper, our glue, and that's it. That's it. Let's get started, guys. So I have my 2 bases. The paper flower requires 2 bases. Usually the other flowers only need 1, but for this one, you need 2. And this is, today I'm gonna be making, by the way, the extra large sunflower, which was the one that I showed you. So it's on the bigger side, like 18 inches in diameter. So my bases are 8. The bigger one is 8 inches, and then this one is 7 inches. That's how I've envisioned, you know, the center. And then my petal, and this is, I've already folded this one, but the petal is like almost 5 inches by 1. And you know, I'm so bad with sizes. Like, I don't go by size. I go by like just looking at it. I don't know why, but so, but it's good. I do need to know the sizes. I keep touching this. It's probably not good. All right, let's get started, guys. I think I have blabbered more than enough. But if you have any questions, again, please let me know. I'll be checking periodically and answering them. So I'm going to just add a little bit more glue here because I know I'm going to need a lot. Like, I'm going to basically start by attaching. Oh yeah, I'm also going to be standing because I prefer to, but you totally don't have to. I just like that aerial view. Probably in the future I'll get like a standing desk or something. So let's glue these guys. This obviously needs to be as centered as possible. And you know, like we said, with hot glue a little bit goes a long way. But for the base you kind of want to be generous. So let's flip it. And try to center it as best as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's one of the nice things about flowers, that you know, the petals don't have to be perfect. Like I like symmetry, you know, and I like it when they're symmetrical, but when it's not, it kind of adds a very special thing, I think. Makes it more real. Okay, so we got our base attached. Easy peasy. Now we're going to start layering our first layer. By the way, so let me show you. This is what the petal looks like. I cut this with Cricut, but obviously it's very easy to cut by hand. Some of you guys may know because you already cut this. And it doesn't have to be exactly like this. Like some people like to have more of a curved part here, but I like it this way. And so I folded this. If you have a Cricut, you can also fold this like in the machine. It took me like a couple of times, but I finally figured it out. So it's already scored in the center, and so folding it becomes even easier. But if you are cutting these by hand, or if like me, I made this like in the beginning when I first started like messing around with the Cricut. So if you need to fold it by hand, just simply, I take 2. And again, it doesn't have to be super perfect, like, but try to get it obviously as best as you can, like right in the middle, do like a fold. If you want to accentuate that fold to create more of a 3D look of your petal, feel free to also like go over it with, I don't know, a pencil. I don't want to do that right now, but you could just, you know, go more, or even like with your nails, you know, kind of do that. But I don't do that. I just go a little bit with my fingers and then like open it back up. And for me, it creates that 3D look. So yeah, so I have about, gosh, sidetracked. I gotta keep focused. I gotta stay focused. So I got about 140 of these, like I said. But don't feel like you have to have that many. You don't have to have that many layers. But we're all gonna get started with the first layer. You need that. So let's put a little bit of glue in the very base, and then just place it basically like so. So using that space between that smaller base and the bigger base, we're going to use all of this space to form that layer, the first layer. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that. Hi everybody, anybody that has joined. All right, so whew. Yeah, also when I'm nervous, I tend to kind of talk a bit more. I don't know. But I'm sure it'll be easier like when I do it a couple times. But yeah, I mentioned this before. If you're just joining now, I'm making a paper sunflower. And well, we are making paper sunflower. By the way, I want to see what you guys, even if you don't finish it like today, by the time this live is over, so even if you do it like later, I would love it if you tag me in your photos, or if you send me a photo of what you made. I love like seeing other people's creations. So basically, you're just going to continue, you know, placing the petals right next to each other. Now, I prefer that they kind of, you know, kind of like are right next to each other. But again, you know, feel free to experiment. But the base layer is nice for it to be like a nice not fluffy, but a solid base, let's say. And then as you get closer to the center, then you can kind of start with that scattered look, if you wish. But I'll show you what I mean as we get closer to the center. So when I do this, usually I'm listening to like music, or like listening to a podcast, or just like watching YouTube videos, or listening to YouTube videos. Hi, Daisy. Ledina. Oh my gosh, this is so weird, but so cool at the same time. Now, you guys may or may not know, but I'm from Albania, and so I said Çkemi earlier to my friend who is from Albania. Çkemi means hi in Albanian. I don't know, maybe I should do a live in Albanian. I don't know. See, it's cool when I do these time lapses and then I watch them, and it's so satisfying because I go so fast. In reality, though, it takes some time, and especially this sunflower. That's why I've never. It's not like I've been doing workshops for like years, but so far I haven't like had the courage, you could say, to do like a live workshop with this, because I don't know, it's just, it would have to be at least 3 hours. And then if you cut the petals yourself, I don't know, I guess I haven't figured out how long it really takes, but it's definitely a project, you know? And because I have a 2-year-old, and I'm like the primary caretaker, like I'm a stay-at-home mom, I never do this like in one sitting. I've never done a sunflower in one sitting. There's always so many interruptions. Përshëndetje. Atëherë po bëj një, so I'm going to speak in Albanian since someone is asking me what I'm doing. Po bëj një lule për letra. So this is what it's going to look like in the end. Of course, every flower is unique, which is so cool. But, alrighty. I thought about putting music on too, but then it would kind of, I don't know if I would be able to. I don't know if you would be able to hear me as clearly. I don't know. I have to see what other people are doing. A lot of people are doing lives right now, which is cool. The shop in Catonsville that is just opening, it's Neighbor Made. They're doing like a spring fling today, and it's basically like shopping online with them. And they're going to be pretty much live all afternoon, but right now also they're live and they're showing all their products, and you can pretty much shop from home, which is pretty cool. So go check them out if you're local. I have some of my shadow boxes there and a couple of flowers. But they have so many cool things. As soon as I finish this, I'm definitely hopping on. I actually already took a screenshot of something that I want to buy from them, but I'm gonna look for more things. Yep. So yeah, we are right now at home, but you know, this is an activity that you can do with your kids too. Obviously, you know, older kids, especially if you're using hot glue. But like we talked about earlier, you don't have to use hot glue. Hot glue is just easier because it's cheap. A little bit lasts. A little bit goes a long way. It's strong. It dries fast, but you can use, you know, regular glue. Like in Albania, for example, a lot of people use vinovil, which is like, I don't know, like Elmer glue, I guess. You would just need to like it's not going to be as strong, and then you need to spend a lot more time like holding the paper, waiting for the glue to dry, you know what I mean? Whereas right now I'm just, as you can see, just like breezing through this. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. So yeah, a lot of people are doing lives, and it's so cool. Like we're lucky to have the internet right now. That's all I want to say. Alrighty. So we are almost done, guys. That was the first layer. And we need, now you can, like in the end here, like you may have to get a little smart. So like for example, like maybe make this a little bit, like fold it a little bit more, so that you can fit two. Or maybe you want to like open it up a little bit more and like, you know what I mean? Like try to complete the circle. But if petals overlap, no worries, because you're going to start the second layer, so. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Every now and then I become aware of, oh, what am I doing? Oh my gosh. But it's fun. See, like, this one overlaps a little bit. But I can try to squeeze the other two that are next to it. And so now I have a full circle. Isn't this cool? Okay, so. Yeah, so that's how you do it. That's pretty much it. You're gonna do this, 3 more times. You can do this just one more time. And here's where I guess I should specify a few things, and I'm gonna sit for this. I kind of wish this wasn't as up high. I feel like I like that you can see everything. Maybe it's fine, I don't know. So you have some options now. You can either like put the second layer, I need to get closer. So you're either gonna put the second layer here, meaning like right on top of the first layer, and you just continue all the way through. And this will make the flower, more fluffy. Or if you want to use less petals, or if you just want a different look, like I was showing you before, you go like, you can start by going a little bit more towards the center, and then layering all your petals like that. Or you can go by a lot, you know what I mean? But the more, like the closer to the center you go, the flatter your flower is gonna be. Does that make sense? Okay, so. Now so let me show you one more time, like I guess what I mean. Like this one is super fluffy because I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, and like the first 3 layers were very like outer, towards like the the outer corners. I don't know, struggling for words here. So see, got more dimension, fluffy. It also has like here's another thing. It has a big center. If you're gonna do that, then make sure you have a lot more flowers for the center. Because it's gonna be, obviously, you're gonna have a lot more space to fill out here. Unless you just continue with the yellow petals. I mean, you kind of, at least that's how I am. I kind of like build it as I go along. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're building a sculpture, like. Anyway, everybody's different. So now this one, like I was telling you guys earlier, see, it's a lot flatter. Because with this one, I decided to just, like here I started to go a little bit, with the second layer, I started to go a little bit more in. With the third one, a lot more, and then a lot more. And if you notice, these flowers are further away from each other. I kind of like scattered them, you know what I mean? Versus these, and if I show you backwards maybe. See how close these are to each other? So, does that make sense? Yeah, so yeah, you'll be able to go back. I will save this on my like highlights, so you can go back and rewatch it. And then, you know, from there you can ask me questions and I'll be happy to help you. So no worries. Like I was saying earlier, it was kind of like last minute when I put everything together because maybe I overthought it. But if you guys enjoy this, I will be doing it again, maybe so. All right, let's keep going. Because if people are going to be rewatching this, I don't want to, oh gosh, I don't want to blabber too much. But yeah, so like I said, I love that fluffy look, so I'm going to put my second layer, just the same place where I put my first layer. But now, don't go, you know, obviously, you're not going to go like right on top of this other one. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point? So you're going to go in between. Does that make sense? In between that first layer. And then we're going to continue like that. Show us how to do a daisy. I should. Like, you mean like the little daisies? I'm actually working on them right now. They're so cute. But you know, I should make bigger daisies too. Anyways, I will show you how to make the daisies. The only thing with daisies is that they're so tiny, you need the machine, you know? But, I don't know, I may try to do it by hand. All right, so I'm going to continue doing the same thing for the second layer. Oh, the mom boxes, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people love the shadow boxes. And I love making them too. And then you can, it's cool because you can personalize, you know, like what you're putting on top. So, yeah. I would love to make one of those. It's a cool idea. So, see, and now you can see like what I was talking about, that dimension, that fluffiness, which is so cool. I love that. But yeah, this is definitely something that you want to take your time with, you know, even when you are, if you, for example, don't have a machine, you know, you're going to do everything by hand. Take your time with these, like have fun with it. Don't like feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do all these petals, like, you know, do something fun and then do this like as a secondary thing, or don't. Some people don't like multitasking and, you know, don't do it if it doesn't feel right. There, that's awesome that you have a Cricut. So yeah, I should do like, because a lot of people have Cricuts. Oh my gosh. I'm happy that I have my Cricut now, I'll tell you that. Because I haven't had it for that long, but there's so much you can do with it. It's amazing. And I've only like, there's like, it's like an iceberg and I've explored like only the top of it, you know? So I love doing that shadow box because it allowed me to play with vinyl. And now I have to keep myself from like putting vinyl on everything. Or maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. Alrighty guys, so I am like halfway through the second layer. And at this point, it's kind of like less talky, more doing. Yeah. Oh, hi Nicole. Ciao. Yeah, I bet the Cricut is amazing. I can't say enough good things about it, really. And they shared, oh my gosh, the Cricut page, I guess the official Cricut Instagram page, shared my my sunflower a couple of weeks ago, maybe months ago, and that was so cool. They liked it and they shared it, and then more people liked it. That was nice. I mean, not that likes is, you know. Oh, grazie. Also, I have friends from, I have a lot of friends that live in Italy. this one friend that I just said hi to, she actually lives in the US, but she's from Italy. At this point, the camera got cut off, and I forgot to save the video on my phone while I was doing the live, and so I lost that footage. But I do have some more footage that I'm going to add from basically the part where it cut off. So some instructions. So what I did is I continued to add more yellow petals. In total, I added 4 layers. The video cut off like around the second layer. So after I did that, I took, well, you can take anywhere from 5 to 10. I did 10. 10 8.5 by 11 inch sheets. We cut them. I cut them long ways. I cut them in like 4 long strips, and then I took each strip, folded it in half, again long ways, and then just cut it either with a scissor, or you can do this by machine too, but with your scissors, you're just gonna like fringe cut it. It doesn't have to be super exact. And then what I did was I glued that piece that I cut and folded, and I do the same thing with the other pieces. So again, in total, I used about 10 sheets. So each sheet is cut into 4 strips. So you end up with a lot of pieces that you're just going to start rolling into one big center. And so you're going to end up with like a big sunflower center. So then after you have your center, and you're hot gluing it as you go along, as you're rolling it, obviously, so that it stays in place. So after you are satisfied with, how big you want the center, you just, like with your hands, you put it down on your desk. And then with your hands, you just like push down all the fringe. What that does, it just makes it a little bit more fluffy and more looking like a sunflower center. You're basically like opening it up with your fingers, all the little fringe pieces that are together. Then you simply glue it in the center of the flower. I always try to make sure that you don't see where I try to make sure that you don't see the part where the flower meets, how do I say this better? So I try to make the center big enough so that it covers the part where the leaf ends. So the part where the leaf meets the center, I try to make the actual black center that goes on top of the base. Oh my God, so hard. Okay, I have one last piece that I have to explain. So I'm gonna explain it again. So I make the center of the sunflower. I try to make the center of the sunflower big enough so that it covers the part where the petal meets the base, so that you don't see any, glue parts or like any weird parts. So that's what that flattening or fluffing the center, that's what that's good for. And then you're done. All right, so thank you so much for watching my video. This was my first tutorial, so sorry if I rambled a little bit. Yeah, my next tutorial is probably going to be this flower.